Howdy guys, welcome back. We have another episode of Albert Engel's Pro Career in PCM 24. We're about to jump straight into the Santana to Toronto stage. Obviously it's been an up and down Giro so far, so we're hoping with the last couple stages we're going to turn the tide on the Ineos crew.
Welcome to Santana, from where the 14th stage of the Tour of Italy will soon be underway. At only 147 kilometres, the route is short, but the hills to the east of Turin, where the stage ends, make for difficult cycling. One only has to read 3,000 metres of vertical gain to realise that it will be hard on the legs. Most of the pain will come during a loop that is ridden twice, taking the formidable Superga and Colle della Maddalena climbs. Will any of the race favourites try something ahead of two mountain stages? If their thoughts are on tomorrow, it could be the chance for an early breakaway to go all the way.
My tip is on that happening, although at the moment it's looking like the peloton don't want a breakaway to go. The start here has been very, very aggressive. We're in fact catching some of the breakaway now. We've got Rafferty getting caught. Now he is way too high on GC to be riding off the front. That is such a bizarre move from EF. I don't know what they got going on there. But we do have a 𝐉𝐨𝐬𝐬 rider and Peters from 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬 up front, still clinging on. And then a solo rider from 𝐀𝐻𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬. It is Paret Ponchar, a very strong French climber. And we obviously have Quinton Hermans in the gap as well for 𝐉𝐶𝐬𝐬𝐬. We've got another attack here by UAE. They were chasing that move down to try and launch a rider off, it seems. We've got another rider here from the KYA team. I forget, or KHB, is it? I can't remember the name of this team, if I'm honest. But we're going up quite a steep climb here, the Cat 3. Looks like things are going to finally settle down. We'll jump forward and see what's going to transpire in the rest of this stage. Right, we're on this category 2 climb now. It is a very hot pace. We actually slipped a little bit further back in the peloton. We need to make our way to the front. Jonas is riding very nicely, I got to say, in comparison. He's attentive to these moves. Looking pretty strong he is, the Dane. And obviously the rest of the Ineos team are a bit of a mountain to overcome for Albert so far. However, things, like I said earlier in the intro, I think things are on the up. I'm buoyed a little bit by Albert's riding so far in last episode. I think we might be seeing a bit of a turn of fortune, so to speak. And here we go, we're on to another category 2 climb, the Colle della Maddalena. A pretty steep climb, this one. You can see the first K.2 is above 10%. The black on this little bar here always means above 10%. And we're up and over that steep bit there. But yeah, you can see we've got Lidl Trek on the front, AG2R, as well as Ineos, all very much so pushing a pace. Sean Quinn as well for Quick-Step. Not far to go to the front of that bike race, or at least for Van Arsbroek, if I can say that name right. Not far in front at all. And those two others, Nuns, Peters, Ben Hermans, and Bax, are not far off the front either. We might have to use a bit of acrobatic descent here just to move Albert up and around a few folk. I just don't want him getting caught out. That's the main thing. I've accidentally zoomed in as well on him. I don't know why that's happened. Hang on a second. Why has this happened? Oh, we'll hit maintain with Albert now anyway. There we go. That's worked. We've got Vingegaard himself on the front now. He is not a terrible descender. Not in the leagues of Albert level, but he's not terrible. That goes without saying. All right, we need to get Jordi Meuse back up here to look after Albert. Quick check there on Vingegaard tells me he's willing to dig deep on this next little steep hinge. We're going to jump forward, though, to the next Cat 2. And here we go, another big steep wall in front of us, only 2 minutes 44 or so to the front of the bike race now. We've got Carboni on the front from Bardiani pushing the pace very high. You can see it's burning Jordi Meuse even. We'll have to use Transcend Yourself on him. Denny Martinez is lurking about to be able to take over protection duties. But yeah, boy, the pace is very much so on. I think 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻 has it on us today, unfortunately, by the looks of what I just saw on the yellow bar. But yeah, we won't worry about that for now. Bax is almost being caught. He's been dropped from the breakaway. We've got Danny Martinez. Hopefully he can get up to look after Albert before we get to this final Category 2 climb. But boy, it's been a chaotic stage so far. All right, we've got one solo rider out front. We've moved Albert up to a 92 effort. We're going to use Transcend Yourself on Mr. Martinez. We're going to use effort now to try and punch as much as we can through this peloton or what's left of it. Danny Martinez, take a bow. He's emptied the tank for Albert there. And we're almost up and over the top of this climb. Only 23 riders remain. You can see 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻 looks very strong, barely using the red bar. Albert's still pushing the pace in the front. 𝐿𝐬 is on the wheel. We've got 𝐿𝐸𝐬 there as well. 19 riders remaining. We've grabbed some KOM points. Not that it means much to Albert. He's not really going for that classification in this one. He'll grab 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻's wheel. I do want to take a little cheeky move, but we'll kind of let it be for now. Well, we have decided to hit the acrobatic descent button. Albert's pushing the pace. He's trying to get his way off the front where he can. And it's a bit of an attack, but not really coming to much just yet. We'll take the gel, though. We'll keep moving here. I want to get up the top of this little steep pinch. We'll switch back to effort. We'll go 99 now as we're about to hit the flat. There we go. There's 16 riders behind. I imagine it's 𝐿𝐬 working the front, or 𝐿𝐸𝐬𝐻 himself actually has now moved to the front. We're going to hit acrobatic descent once again. We need a bit more of a time lead or bonus seconds or something going on here. We got to get time where we can get it on Mr. 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻 so far. Got 𝐿𝐸𝐬𝐻 on the mind. We're swinging around that final bend. There's the K to go. We need to take it a bit deeper yet. Let's launch sprint with Albert. It's going to at least be a stage win, that's for sure. Is there going to be any actual real-time gain on the road? I think so. 𝐀𝐨𝐿 comes across the line in second. And 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻 comes in third. 𝐸𝐬𝐻's fourth. 𝐿𝐸𝐬𝐻's in fifth. Doing the job for 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻. But that just shows how strong and how much tactical nous we have to take against the Ineos crew, because they are incredibly strong at the moment and they can really keep Albert on a tight leash. Anyway, let's jump to the podiums. And there he is, 8 seconds on the road in the end over 𝐀𝐨𝐿, but second and third not being 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻 means bonus seconds to Albert, and the time gap is under a minute now. We do have a TT, the final stage, to come, so that gives us a lot of confidence. Remember, I did say if we can get it around that 50 seconds, I'm pretty confident we could probably get that back in the TT yet, but obviously we've got to minimize the gap further yet. Best climbers with nuns. Peter's after that stage, spending the day in the breakaway, and there's his rewards for it, the Onsei rider in that beautiful blue strip. There's Jonathan Milan dominating the sprints as usual, but it's not going all his way. Ardennes in second, snipping at his heels. We've got Miroslav Kotnik in second on the young rider. Albert obviously in first, and Ineos dominating the team class so far. So strong they are at the moment. And here we go, stage 15 of the Giro from 𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐻. Yeah, 𝐿𝐸𝐺𝐻 Konovesi to Cognes. It features 2 Category 1 climbs. Both look very difficult, and what can only be described as a horrible finale by the looks of that. However, a stage win definitely gives Albert a lot of confidence now. Things seem to be turning around a bit. We just need to keep chipping away at that leader, Jonas 𝐉𝐸𝐺𝐻, and hope we can get in touching distance before the TT. Let's head down to the start line.
Rollo Canavese for the start of the 15th stage of the Tour of Italy. It will take the riders north and west to Cognes in the heart of the Aosta Valley. For the first half of the route, the peloton will be heading up the valley. Things then get serious with a climb to the Pilar ski resort. At the top, they head down, back across the valley to climb the opposite flank towards Verona. That 12.4 kilometer ascent is close to 8%. Then comes a tricky descent before the climb to a summit finish in Cognes. The 22 kilometer ascent averages out at 4.3%. It may not prove to be a decisive day in the battle for the pink jersey, but it will certainly wear down bodies on the eve of the all-important Africa stage.
All right, you might have seen whilst we're waiting for the commentator to finish his intro there, we have Denny Martinez finding his way in the breakaway, which is terrific. I always say I wish I could control other riders from an attacking perspective. As you can see, we cannot. Typically, this is locked. But today, we do. We get to have, well, we don't actually get to tell him to go on the breakaway, but we do have Denny Martinez in the breakaway. We're going to use Transcend Yourself on him straight away just to hopefully get a bit more yellow bar back for him. But I love to see that. A different rider up there. Obviously, Rafferty being in the break is dangerous, but look, I'm willing to risk losing a couple minutes to him. Well, not losing minutes to him, but losing a bit of our lead over Rafferty. That's the main thing. 𝐀𝐨𝐿 is up there as well. Dangerous rider. Volta as well. Very strong climber. Gilmartin as well is up there. Got a very strong breakaway this one by the looks of it. I think it will have legs to hold the whole way, but there is no Ineos man up there, which is very interesting. We hope that Martinez can ride as conservative as he can and potentially take a stage win, and if not, help us towards the end of this stage. Anyway, let's jump ahead to the Pilat de les Fleurs climb. Unfortunately, as we are midway up this Category 1 climb, it looks like Denny Martinez is struggling in that breakaway, slipping back into the second group on the road. He's got a little bit of yellow bar left. Not all hope is lost. Let's just take a look. It's Rafferty doing the damage. He's attacking off the front at the moment. He's still got a bit of yellow bar as well left. So it looks like he's the better climber out front at the minute. Oh, I've got it all wrong, actually. I'm looking at the riders just in front of us. So Rafferty's actually come backwards, which is great news. Delbove, though, is the rider attacking off the front. Interesting that he is feeling that much better than Denny Martinez. I can't make much sense of that. We've got 𝐀𝐿 back here. Volta, Rodriguez, Steinhauser, Gregard, Brethart, and Kron join Martinez in another group not too far back, trying to get back on terms. And back here, the pace is certainly lifted on this Category 1 climb, but we're up and over the top now and on a nice descent onto the next climb. Unfortunately, Marit has just crashed. Hopefully he's okay and gets back on. We'll need his help on the flat stuff. All right, we're almost at the top of this next climb. We're 7 minutes 30 back, but you can see Denny Martinez, it isn't his day. Even though I'm a bit confused by this. I thought he would have been riding a lot better. I'm not too sure what to make of that. I don't know what's gone wrong for him on this stage. He was arguably the strongest rider in that break, but anyway, not his day at all. Things going the wrong way. Up here though, Ineos are setting a pretty hot tempo. Just want to take a quick check. Where is 𝐿𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵𝐿? Let's have a look between the two. And yes, he is feeling quite a bit stronger than Albert at this current stage. This is going to be one of those stages we need to get behind us, I think. Anyway, we're up and over the top of that climb. Our mate is still here. There's 47 riders in this breakaway. 𝐀𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐵's there as well. Glarg as well, the third place on GC. 𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵 looking very strong, and Carapaz in there as well from Lidl Trek, trying to ride to himself onto a top 10, although they've obviously got quite a few riders who could fill that void. 𝐶𝐿 himself obviously is in the top 10 as well. So, and here's Laurens Del Plus riding very high on GC in 4th place. That's such a good result for him. All right, we're not far off this finish line here. Well, at least the breakaway isn't. We're about 15k in the bunch. Unfortunately for Denny Martinez, he just hasn't had the legs today. He's almost joining us back in the remnants of the peloton. We've got Chris Harper to hopefully join us up front to look after our ambitions of this stage. And we're going to jump it on 4x. We'll jump a little bit up the climb to see what kicks off yet. Oh, I just saw a very dangerous move. It's a 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵 move. He's looking strong, that's for damn sure. We're going to have to put Chris Harper to good use, but he does the job very effectively, neutralizing that move from 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵. There isn't long to go now to the top of this climb at all. We're going to have to be a little bit attentive to another Vingegaard move. There's not many riders left here. Chris Harper's still hanging strong. Looks like the breakaway is about to hit the finish line. We did chop 2 minutes out of him straight away, just like that. We're going to grab Vingegaard's wheel with this move. He has run out of red bar. That's the good news. So he's not the strongest right now. We're not far off the finish line. We might launch sprint even with Albert, potentially, knowing that he is the stronger of the two at the moment, although Vingegaard looking pretty strong. Yeah, I got that all wrong. Anyway, there's no points on offer. It was Joris Delbove, the strongest from the breakaway the whole day. He rode off the front on that second category 2 climb and took it out. But back here, the main news is no time lost on a day Albert was on a -2 RDC. So navigated well. I would have liked to have gained some more time on GC, but best thing there is not losing time. And there he is, Joris Delbove, taking out a massive stage win for him and the Zalando, however I say it, pro cycling team. 𝐀𝐨𝐮𝐢𝐬 are there in second, moving up himself on GC, the little track man. Albert and Jonas locked in battle, although it is Gulag who has dropped out of contention down to 9th place for him. 𝐿𝐿𝐬𝐬 moves up to that podium slot, and Kotnik in 4th place. Unfortunately, commentators cursed De Plus. He falls to 6th place. Nans Peters still leading the KOM. Milan still leading the points class, and Albert dominating the young riders as well as Ineos Grenadiers on the team class side of things. All right, we have another mammoth stage ahead of us. Stage 16 from Salo to Aprico. Three Cat 2s along the way. Hopefully we've got a better day for Albert to come. That -2 definitely hurt our chances of gaining any time. And we're getting in that final remaining bits of the Giro. So we need to grab time when we can possibly get it. Otherwise, we've got to say goodbye to a chance of sweeping all Grand Tours again.
Welcome to you. A key day lies ahead for the riders on this 16th stage of the Tour of Italy. The route takes the peloton from Salò on the shores of Lake Garda to Aprica in the heart of the mountains. Between them, 202 kilometers, 5,250 meters of vertical gain and 4 mountain passes. The road does rise from the start until the riders attack the first difficulty of the day, the 1,938 meters of the Goletto di Cadino. The long descent into the valley and the road to Malone will allow them to recover before the Passo Mortirolo rises above them. The good news is that it is climbed by the less demanding southern flank, but it still rises to 1,884 meters. At the top, there will be 70 kilometers and 2 ascents left in the race. First up is the steep climb to Telio, 4 kilometers at about 10%. Then comes the Valico di Santa Cristina. That should be decisive for stage victory, because afterwards it's downhill all the way to the line in Aprica.
Right, I didn't want to cut the commentator off, but what the hell was that? I do not understand how we got on the wrong side of a split, but anyway, we did. We managed to quickly pave it over. Thanks to the Red Bull Bora crew, we managed to drop it down to around a minute, and then I could attack across, although the group has all come back together now. So I don't know what those tactics were from Ineos. They have been doing this the whole tour so far, just playing their big old flexi bicep muscle at me. Anyway, we're on this Cat 1 climb now. We've got quite a few people out front in that breakaway. Martin is once again in there, trying his best to get a stage win where he can get one. And we're not far from the top of this Cat 1 climb, so we'll jump ahead to the next Category 1 climb, where it's going to be Red Bull versus Bora once again. Right, we're on the Mortirolo now, very fierce climb in Italy, this one. We're not far from the top, although the pace has been pretty hot once again from the Ineos crew. We are catching a lot of the breakaway, but the big favourites are still pushing ahead as we jump through the list. You've got Lipowitz and Kras looking like the strongest two. Probably going to go into battle for a stage win, I assume. We're only a K off the top here. There's no points on offer, so no reason to do anything cheeky. Actually, there is a couple points on offer. 2, in fact. No, 1. So did we get that one? Yeah, we at least got that one. Great. We also have a little break over the peloton. That's cool. I'm happy to have that. We'll see what we can do with it down this descent. We might just hit maintain though, so you can get some yellow bar back though. I don't want to necessarily start the next climb hurting. We easily roll up onto Polini's wheel. We'll see you guys on the next climb. Alright, here we got the Santa Cristina final climb of stage 16, and it's a brutal one. 8.8% for 12.2k. I see some bits above 10% in it, I think. Yeah, maxes out at 18% at points, and yeah, as a quarter, 𝐉𝐿𝐿 looking like the rider that's going to go on to win this stage. We'll try and switch Tronchon onto looking after Albert. Albert looking a lot better today than yesterday, that's for damn sure. Jonas on the wrong side of things for once, although he looks like the stronger rider than... Ooh, there's an attack from Dupus actually. Very interesting move. We'll keep sitting in this breakaway, but interesting move from the AG2R man. He's come back. Not much red bar left for him, unfortunately. Tronchon's fading, so we'll let him do his thing. We're not far off the top of this climb. That's the good news. There's only 3 left from the breakaway. I think we might be going for a stage win, although I'm tempted to go on the attack and just see what we can do with it. We'll switch to effort 81. Try and ride through that gap there. Excellent. Good work by Albert. There's not much of a break on the riders behind though. Here's 𝐉𝐿𝐿. He's had to react to that. Up and over the top. Let's check on 𝐉𝐿𝐿. Yeah, he's looking pretty bloody strong. There's only 3 riders up here. 𝐉𝐿𝐿, a former teammate of Albert last season. 𝐉𝐿𝐿, and obviously Albert himself. There's daylight to the rest of the peloton, so it's literally the top 2 of the Giro battling it out, and 𝐉𝐿𝐿 had a big answer to Albert there, so we're going to have to beat him in a sprint. That is going to be very much needed to get some much needed bonus seconds before we reach a TT, although 𝐉𝐿𝐿 as well there. I know him very well, very fast finisher. We've got 𝐉𝐿𝐿 not wanting to lead it out. We might get caught from behind here if we play cat and mouse too much. We're going to launch our own sprint because I know we've been caught by those riders behind. We've left 𝐉𝐿𝐿 in the dust with that big kick, and Albert takes another stage win. 𝐉𝐿𝐿 gets second, so a bit of help from our ex-Red Bull Bora team, snipping some of the seconds that 𝐉𝐿𝐿 could have got, so we decrease the lead he has over us. Arietta came across the line in 4th. Almeida was in 5th. Yeah, we had 𝐁𝐿𝐿 down there in 9th. So a lot of topsy-turvy changes on GC in this one. Let's get to the podiums and see how things unfold. All right, there he is. 5 seconds as well. Very strong kick from him to open up a time gap. 𝐉𝐿𝐿 there in 3rd. Arietta and 𝐂𝐿 managed to make it across. On the GC front, 41 seconds, so very nice stage for Albert. Yeah, things are looking very spicy on this front at the moment, aren't they? Arietta moves himself up into 3rd, though. That's the big news there. It's a Spanish 3rd and 4th with 𝐻𝐿𝐿 down in 4th at the moment. Nans Peters hangs on to that KOM. Milan, no change on this one, still leading by 7 points. No change with the young rider other than extending the lead over 𝐾𝐿 and Ineos extend their lead in the team class. 21 minutes now. That is almost unbeatable. All right. We're going to leave the episode there, but first we'll jump forward just to take a look at what these last 4 stages have in store for Albert. Alrighty, here we are. So this is going to be the next stage. Ponte del Legano to Lavraono. 2 category 1 climbs. This one in particular is going to definitely cause some mayhem. We just need to keep playing it smart though. Things have been progressing rather well for Albert. And a quick cheeky look down there. We've got a flat stage not long after it. Then we've got a medium mountains coming up. A very hilly stage once more. And the final one will be the TT. So you can take a look. That is the final mountain stage we have coming up. not too difficult, although that I'm going to eat my words on that one. That looks very steep in that final. That medium mountain stage is definitely going to be tricky as well. So 3 big stages to navigate with that final 16K TT. I'm getting less confident as we get closer to it. 16K isn't that long. We're going to need probably less than 30 seconds to have to overcome. So definitely going to have to keep being very smart and astute and trying to pick up time where we can get it. All right, that's been it for this episode, guys. Give us a subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 500 by end of the year. We're pushing as hard as we can. We've been posting daily, so I'd love it if you haven't subscribed already. Peace out.